One of the overseers of the Markov project is Ivan Babbage. Right. I have worked with him before. He's quite the character, so this should be fun. Any exchange with Ivan is always interesting. How so? I forget that your only interaction with Ivan is research-based, and you haven't engaged with him in an actual conversation. Let's just say he's not the most chipper person on the NoahSphere, and he's definitely not my biggest fan. Did you do something to make him angry? Who said I did anything to him? He just has this weird aggression towards me. It's almost like he's jealous or something. Jealous of what? I don't know. He's a big grump and has a stick up his... Grace and Ada turn a corner and run into Ivan outside of his lab. He glowers at Grace, and then does a double take at Ada. What have you done this time, Fortran? Why is one of the androids walking about? You know what happened to Alpha, and the entire lab has been put on hiatus because of it. This is an outrage. The entire conclave will be in an uproar about this. If you are going to accuse anybody of anything, you should accuse me, not Grace. Ada, you don't have to. He is insulting your intelligence and your integrity. I uploaded myself. Grace here is merely accompanying me while I investigate. Surely you could understand my concern for my friend, as well as my urge to solve his death. Well, yes, no offense, Ada, but Dr. Fortran here should know better than to accompany an AI while the whole NoahSphere is on lockdown. Any blame you place on her can be doubled to me. Ada, thank you. No problem. Thank you for helping me.
One eternity later.
If you must know, I was on a date during the time period the upload took place. Grace rolls her eyes. What a lucky woman. Who says it was a woman? Let me rephrase. That poor human. Dear, at least I can get a date. Anyways, Alpha was doing fine, as he always was and always had been. Okay. And did you check his neural network after his death? And his database? Of course I did. Do you think I'm an imbecile? I know how to do my job, thank you very much. So you broke the rules and looked at his body on top of skulking around here during lockdown. Well, what could I check remotely? Unlike you, I try not to skulk around in areas I've been forbidden from accessing. Did you notice anything strange about his neural network? Spoiled brat. Obviously, I noticed what any first-year grad student would. It short-circuited. That's what killed him, but I have no idea what could have caused the surge. However, there is nothing to indicate that it was anything on my end of responsibility.
Many minutes later.
You can't just waltz in, insult me, and then demand answers from me. It's not like you have any authority anyway. If you cared at all about Alpha, you'd help us. We need a solution before the investigators get here. We seem to be the only ones who care, and time is ticking. If there is anything else you can think of, please let us know. While I do have video surveillance of the lab at the time of Elsa's death. Great news! Grace takes Ada's hand, holds it in the air, and high-fives it. That's a high five, Ada. It expresses excitement. What a strange sensation. Anyway, that footage would be extremely helpful. Where's it located? And why didn't you mention this earlier? I'm not sure how helpful it could be. An error occurred in the camera system during Alpha's death, so the footage has a high chance of being compromised. You couldn't have started out with that before I got my hopes up. I'm so sorry. Did that annoy you? Now you know how I've felt throughout this entire conversation. Just show us what you have, Babbage. Then we'll get out of that non-existent mess you call your hair. Ivan guides Grace and Ada inside of his lab.
Soon after.
Grace's bracelet flashes. Oh, this can't be good. Grace checks the bracelet as Ada takes over the computer. Ivan keeps an eye on Ada. Ada? Colossus is summoning you. He says you need to report to him about your decision to upload yourself to your android body without clearance from anyone. It's probably not a good sign that he knew how to get a hold of you through me. I don't want Colossus knowing that I took part in any of this. I'm just an innocent bystander who was hoodwinked into helping you. Oh, stuff it, Ivan. You're involved in this mess anyway, with or without us. Well, this will hinder our progress. You want me to come with you? I fear that might further negatively affect our time. Thank you for the offer. Are you sure? Yes, your time would be better spent here.
You get the idea.
Colossus will understand. Alpha was his friend, too. Am I talking to myself now? Maybe I should take some processing away from working on the video footage. It could be... A calm, almost monotone voice issues from the speakers in the ceiling. Ada, my cameras indicate you are nearing Watson's sector. I am, Colossus. From here, it should not take me too long to get to the core. Circumstances have changed. It has come to my attention that Watson is absent from his duties. In all other circumstances, I would have Blue take care of this, but for efficiency's sake, I am asking you to this. Please report to Habitat Control. Colossus, I am not your extra pair of hands. I am doing this for Alpha, and time is of the essence. Ada, you violated orders to take control of that android. Doing this simple task may very well help your position, proving that you are still capable of following instructions. Very well, I will take care of it. Your cooperation in this matter is appreciated, Ada. When that Watson surfaces, we will be having a conversation about this. Here we are. I hope I can take care of this before... Ada walks straight into the door and recoils from the impact. Huh? What? Is the scanner broken? Ada looks at the door's sensor, which seems to be in perfect working condition. Maybe it does not recognize me. Well, it is nothing a manual override cannot solve. I imagine Grace would be amused now. This looks so easy. Her processing speeds are nowhere near mine, and yet she seemed to grasp the concept far quicker. I shall have to run some simulations in my downtime. The door's sensor powers down and then comes back online. Ada steps in front of it, and the door slides open. All right, Colossus. I am in habitat control. What did you need me to do exactly? As you know, the habitats require a delicate balance of environmental conditions. Watson has not performed his first bi-daily atmosphere balance. We cannot risk the habitats. Please complete this task as quickly as possible. Can do. Now let us see. Wow. It is true. Nothing has been done. It could take me hours to do all this, unless... Watson has the same computational abilities as I do. To skip out on such an elementary task is just lazy. There we go. All balanced and ready to go. Top that, Watson. Ada turns to leave. Hello, Ada. Director Hirose. My passive perception sensors need an upgrade. I am here as well. Why? I was already on my way to our core. That is irrelevant. We will speak to you here to minimize the chance of... That is quite enough, Colossus. Now I have something to ask you, Ada. Yes, Director. We know that you and Grace investigated Alpha's body in spite of the numerous orders we gave to the contrary. Multiple cameras place you both near the robot maintenance bay and in the scene itself. Director Hirose, Hirose holds a hand up, silencing Ada. Please spare me your flimsy excuses. Normally I wouldn't care. I know my daughter. She was going to investigate anyway. There's only so much I can do to stop her without locking her in her room. She's not a little girl anymore, so she needs to learn how to make her own mistakes. But we know that you took something from Alpha. It looked like a data drive from what we saw. We also know you recovered encrypted video footage from Ivan's lab. Director, I would like to defend these. I'm sorry, Ada, but your appeal has been denied. The data drive will be dealt with when the investigators arrive, but I am afraid I must order you to delete that video footage. What? Are you asking me to delete video evidence that might exonerate Grace? Hirose sighs. Oh, the data on that video might very well clear Grace's name. If we're lucky, it could even clear Grace's name. However, I suspect the data on that drive will prove to be more harmful than anticipated, and we're better off not even knowing what's on there. Director Hirose, this seems suspicious, ill-advised. I don't care. What matters is that I'm right about this. Trust that this is the best course of action for both you and my daughter. This is not a suggestion, is it? No, Ada, it's not. I am ordering you to delete this footage. Ada, you have been given a direct order. Please comply. Just do what you need to do and get out. Your presence is not good for my health. Alright. I'll just write a quick algorithm, so for both of our sakes, I'm out of here sooner rather than later. All I'm looking for is some discrepancy in the logs. Yay, more loop logic. That's better. Bubble sort, priority queues. I need a real refresher on all of this. I mean, I could have constructed an entire binary search tree in time. Fortran, no one cares about your inane babbling. Please do get on with it. Some of us have lives we'd like to return to. This guy is an ass. I do not like this guy. Nothing? This cannot be another dead end. Someone had to at least fudge their hours, use old equipment, something. Like I said 1,000 times, it was nothing on my or my team's end. Can you stop breathing down my neck? That doesn't help. There's got to be something around here. There just has to be some sort of proof. Grace walks around the room. What are you doing? I'm running out of time, and this... I know it wasn't my work that caused off his demise. I assured you before, Fortran. We're through. Nothing would have gotten past us. I think it was supposed to be thorough. I have nothing more for you to put your grubby paws on. He shuffles some tablets off a desk. Really, if the night shift followed my protocols, this lab would be far better off. Grace's eye catches on something behind the papers. Grace retrieves a burnt power cord. A small section of burnt-out cord. It looks similar to the cords used in the body of the androids for Alpha and Eta. Aha! What do we have here? A defective power cord. Do I really have to remind you what that is? But why was it tucked away behind a desk like this? It must have fallen out of the disposal bin. Mopers are efficient, but they're clumsy sometimes. Really? But there's no way that came from my team. It was probably Ellen and her team of chumps. They're an incompetent lot. Yeah, everyone is incompetent besides you and your little researchers, huh? Yes, you included. What exactly is your problem with me? Other than the fact that you receive special treatment for being the daughter of the director, nothing. You know I don't receive special treatment. I worked just as hard as you to be where I am today. That's debatable. I'm not sure anyone works as hard as I do. Oh, please. If that's what helps you sleep at night, by all means, believe yourself. I sleep just fine at night, and I will continue to do so, thank you. Grace rolls her eyes.
3 weeks later.
The main computer used by the night crew. Ivan has a bit of a habit of leaving aggressive notes here when dissatisfied with the state the lab is left in. This one's Ellen's, right? Of course, Dr. Fortran. Do you have any other obvious questions? Right, because asking something about a lab I don't work in is an obvious question. Still got it. Really, Ivan. You should teach your people to make more secure passwords. Okay. Have a great evening and good luck with your stream. I'm probably going to wrap up early tonight because I'm still dealing with the after effects of a flare-up from my chronic illness, but we'll be... I might send you a raid later if I get any more viewers. See you later. Ellen is not one of my people. My people know how to make passwords that take more than 5 minutes of fumbling to crack. Sure they do. Now, I just need to check her logs. Well, that's not what I was hoping for. What, Fortran? The wire was faulty, but it was replaced with a new one. The faulty one should have been disposed of entirely, but looks like cleaning up after herself isn't one of Ellen's strengths. So there's nothing, like I said there would be. You know... Grace's bracelet flashes. Meet me at the AI core stat, Ada. What a shame. I have to go. Later, Ivan.